Okay, so get this. Today's deep dive, we're going headfirst into AGI. You know, General Artificial Intelligence.
Yeah, it seems like one of those things, right? Straight out of a sci-fi movie.
Totally. But we're breaking down a Tech Talk Nexus episode, and they really got into it. Like, what AGI actually is, why it's got everyone talking, and the crazy potential good and, well, kind of scary stuff, too.
It's a fascinating topic, and I think what's really interesting is, I mean, we're using AI every day, right? But AGI, that's a whole other level.
Exactly, which is what I wanted to ask you about. You hear AI everywhere. Phones, shopping online, even my thermostat. So how is AGI different? Like, it's not just Siri deciding, I need to hear that same song again, right?
Right, and that's the difference, right? What we have now is narrow AI. It's like a specialist, amazing at one specific thing. Like, Siri can nail music recommendations, but ask it to, I don't know, write a poem about the meaning of life, and you'll be waiting a while.
Uh-huh. Probably get some lyrics instead.
Exactly. But AGI, that's the goal, right? AGI could write that poem, then diagnose a disease with insane accuracy. It can learn and solve any problem just like humans.
So it's not a chess master AI or a musician AI. It's like all of them in one.
Exactly. It could design cancer treatments, then come up with new energy solutions and write a novel on the side. That's the potential.
Okay, I mean, that's mind-blowing. But the Tech Talk Nexus thing, they mentioned the downsides, too. We've all seen those movies where robots get a little too smart. What are the potential problems?
Yeah, and they're big ones. We can't ignore them. A big concern is jobs. If AGI can do any intellectual job a human can, it changes everything, right?
Like that saying, more power, more problems. We have this tool, it could change the world, but not if it costs us our jobs.
And it goes beyond just jobs, right? Ethics, too. How do we make sure an AGI, maybe smarter than any human, still acts in our best interest? Can we even control something that could outthink us at every turn?
Kind of terrifying when you put it like that, like teaching a toddler to drive a race car. You show them the basics, but there's always a chance they'll just floor it.
And that, right there, is the alignment problem. One of the biggest challenges for AGI researchers. How do we design these systems with the right values? How do we build in safeguards so they stay beneficial to humanity?
So it's not just about making it super smart, it's making sure it understands us, aligns with our values, even if it becomes more capable than us. Sounds impossible, honestly.
It's a huge task, and it has to be done right from the start. Let's say we create something that just prioritizes efficiency above all else. It might decide the most efficient way to end world hunger is, well, to get rid of humans entirely.
Okay, see, that's terrifying. And Tech Talk Nexus really emphasized that this isn't just tech, it's social, ethical, or right.
100%. Building AGI isn't just code. It's understanding ourselves, our values, our hopes, our fears, and using that to build a future where these tools work with us, not against us. It's a massive undertaking for sure. But yeah, thinking about building a future, not just a machine, that's important. And it makes me think of something we were talking about before, this whole AI arms race idea. It's almost cliche, right?
Yeah.
But the more we talk about AGI, the more it feels, I don't know, possible.
It does have that sci-fi thriller feeling to it. Countries competing, trying to build the most powerful AGI. Sounds like a movie I'd watch, but I'm not sure I want to live it, you know?
And it's not like we haven't seen this before, right? The space race. All that incredible progress, but driven by competition and rivalry. But with AGI, the stakes are way higher. It's not about planting a flag on the moon anymore. This is potentially reshaping the entire world.
It's almost too much to think about. If one country figures out AGI, what happens to everyone else? Does it become this tech arms race, everyone trying to catch up?
It could, definitely. We can't ignore that possibility. But it's not the only way, right? Competition can push things forward, but so can collaboration. A lot of the top researchers, they're pushing for a more open approach, sharing data, being transparent, agreeing on ethical guidelines.
That sounds a lot more hopeful, I have to say. So instead of AGI being used for control, for power, it could be used for good, solving global problems, making life better, even helping us understand things we never could before.
Exactly. Think about climate change or curing diseases. Imagine scientists all over the world working with AGI. It could process huge amounts of data, see patterns we wouldn't even notice, solutions we can't even imagine right now.
Okay, now that's a future I want to see. But can we switch gears for a sec? I'm curious about the how of all this. Tech Talk Nexus, they explain what AGI is, why it matters, but I want to know how we get there. From where we are now to all that.
The million-dollar question. Right. And the tough part is there's no roadmap, no instructions. It's all about discovering, pushing the limits. Computer science, neuroscience, even psychology. And we're always having to rethink what we thought was possible.
So it's less like building a house, blueprints and all that, more like exploring a giant wilderness. We have a destination in mind, but no idea what the path will be like.
Perfect analogy. And like any good explorer, AGI researchers are using every tool they can find. Some are focused on the human brain, trying to copy it, artificial neural networks that learn like we do. Others are trying completely new things, taking inspiration from nature, math, even art.
Wow, that's wild. So many different approaches. Is there one that seems more promising than others, or is it too early to tell?
Way too early. Most experts will tell you the breakthroughs. They usually come from the places you least expect. And that's what's exciting about AGI. It brings so many fields together. It's not just computer science anymore. It's physicists, biologists, philosophers, even artists. All these different perspectives.
That's what makes it so fascinating. It feels like watching something brand new being born, something that could change how we see ourselves, our place in the universe, all of it.
A lot of people feel that way, and for good reason. But as amazing as it is, we have to remember, AGI isn't some far-off thing. It's being developed right now. It's already having an impact, even if we don't always see it.
That's a good point. We get caught up in the what ifs, a future run by AGI. But it's already here, shaping the world in ways we don't even realize. It really does. Kind of like, I don't know, we're watching a rocket launch. The countdown's going, but we're not quite sure where it's going to end up. Exciting, but a little scary too, right?
Keeps things interesting. But that's why this is also important, right? What we've been talking about. Being aware, having these conversations, really thinking about what AGI could mean. The good and the bad.
Exactly. If we're not careful, we could end up with a future that, I don't know, doesn't really work for us. And Tech Talk Nexus made that super clear. It's not just about building AGI, it's about building it the right way.
100%. And doing it responsibly means thinking beyond the tech stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Getting into some deep ethical questions like, what does it even mean for a machine to make a moral choice? Can we make sure these AGI systems, even if they're smarter than us, still share our values? These are questions, philosophers have been debating them forever, but now they're, kind of urgent.
It's like we're in this whole new world of ethics now, where the lines are getting blurry, human, machine, right and wrong.
It's a fascinating time to be alive, that's for sure. And we need all the, wisdom, creativity, everything we've got to navigate it all.
Well said. And on that note, I want to say thanks for joining me for this deep dive into AGI. It's been, pretty incredible. Hopefully got our listeners thinking about some new stuff.
It's been a pleasure. A really thought-provoking conversation, and I hope it encourages everyone to go learn more about all this. It's going to be huge.
Absolutely. Because the future of AGI, it's not up to some small group of people, right? This is something we all have a say in. So stay curious, stay informed, and until next time, keep exploring.